the question that occurred to me was, how many acorns fall out of a tree in a year? Okay.
Right.
Right? Because it seemed like there's just an impossibly large number that were hitting the roof.
Right.
So I raked up a small area underneath an oak tree. I put them in a basket, and it started to rain, and I took them out of the rain, and I put the basket into one of those big Rubbermaid bins.
Right.
And when I took the basket out of the bin was swarming with these acorn weevil larvae.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow. So now I have another question, which is, well, the first question is, are these coming out of the acorns? It seems like there must be. So you rake open some acorns and you find that they're in there. But then the next question is, how many acorns have larvae? Because there were a lot of larvae. And as I was about to unload them, the bee guy was here to eliminate a wasp nest in the ground.
Right.
And so, you know, when I see somebody about to get stung by a bee, I stop everything. I want to see some action. It's like going to NASCAR.
Right.
You know something's going to happen. So I go and I ask the guy what's happening. He tells me. I'd noticed the nest. I hoped that someone would get it. And sure enough, they were going to go and attack it with insecticides. And anyway, I got to talking with the bee guy, and he was really interesting to talk to. And he had already removed a nest from the infirmary. This is part of that nest here. He offered to give me the nest and show me around. He was just really helpful. So then I started investigating the acorns with my class, and they seemed to find that interesting. I thought, well, since we're looking at these acorn weevil larvae, maybe we should look at some of the wasp larvae since they're here.
Right.
And the photograph that you took was of me prying some larvae, well, actually some pupae out of this nest here. I noticed one of these had antennae sticking out through the paper that closed off the top of the cell. I thought, wow, that's an adult who's ready to come out. So I grabbed him by the antenna and pulled it through the paper. He got out and he just starts flapping around, and he's ready to be an adult.
Yeah.
So we happened to have intervened in his life just maybe an hour before he was going to emerge on his own, and sort of brought him out a little early, and then got to look at him. It was all so live. It was all just happening just then. The van had just pulled out. There were bees still flying around over here. The caution tape was up.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So nobody, there's a sense nobody knew what was going to happen next. I don't know anything about this. We're all just exploring together, what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
And then we see this one that was interesting. We found all kinds of other questions to ask. And then students said, oh, can I get one? Can I grab it? Can I do that? I want to cut it open and pull one out. Yeah, sure, just be careful. That's what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what am I doing this here. We have all kinds so we're just spinning all kinds of questions now out of this original observation of, gosh, there's a lot of things hitting my roof.
And our cars.
If you just keep, the thing that I try and get my students to do is to just not let go of those little, it's like that tiny quiet voice, like, something funny is happening here. And then hold on to that question, and keep pursuing it. It just keeps expanding and unfolding and becoming more and more interesting. And yeah.